Okay. So for that, just revise this thing, okay? The listener thing. So event handling method. So this was the unit number 2, that is event handling using AWT or Swing components. Okay. So let's see what is we have seen already these things. Just revise it. Events. In some actions we are performing or some components we are checking over there, then that is called as a event. Okay, then there are some event sources are there, event classes are there, and some event listeners are there. Okay, and then there is a event delegation model. So the questions will be there, theory questions also will be there related to these points. So what is the meaning of event? Event is one of the most important concept in the Java. So whenever there is a state change in the state of an object or behavior by performing actions is referred to as an event. So suppose I am performing some actions like I am clicking on the button, okay, or I am scrolling up or scrolling down, or next I am saying. So some actions I am performing, and because of that there is a change in the state of that object or behavior by performing some actions is called as an event. So actions include clicking, key press, page scrolling, or cursor movement. Okay, so whenever I'm moving six cursors, whenever I'm clicking on this button, if I'm doing page scroll up, scroll down, so these kinds of things, suppose I'm performing some kinds of these actions, so something will happen, right? Okay, so it's not like that I have created the buttons and nothing is happening. So what is the use of that button? Okay, there will not be any use of that button, or just only I have put the scroll bar over here, but it's not moving up or down. Okay, so some actions they should perform, then only that has some meaning, right? So but the whenever some actions are getting performed over there, then those are called as an event. Those are called as a events. So Java provides a package java.awt.event that contains the several event classes. So there are some event types, some are the foreground events, some are the background events. So whatever actions we are doing over here, those are the foreground events. So some actions are happening at the backend side. So those are called as a background events. Now the event delegation model. So you have to understand the mechanism of this. So how it is happening whenever I'm clicking something and some action is going to perform over there, then that is called as the event handling method. Okay, and the process it is called as the delegation event model. So how it is performing, we should try to understand it first. Okay, so the mechanism of controlling the events and deciding what should happen after an event occur is referred to as an event handling. Okay, so what will happen whenever I'm clicking on the login button? What should happen? It should get inside into that web page, that your mail account, and it should open that the first page of the whatever the page of the your mail account. Okay, so whenever I'm saying that compose, so I if I here, okay, compose. So what it should happen, this window should open and it should say that, okay, whichever you want to write the message to or whichever mail you want to type it over there, you can type it over there. Whenever I'm sending send, what will happen? It will get sent to the whatever the mail ID you have pressed it over here. Whenever I'm saying close button, this close, it will get closed. So some actions it should perform, right? So then only it has some meaning. Whenever I'm clicking on this button, start. So when whichever the mails I have put the stars over there, all those mails I can see over here. So these are the some actions we are performing whenever I'm going down or going up, scrolling up or scrolling down. If I want to go to the next pages of this, so like this, we have to perform some actions on that. So those are called as events. Okay, so the delegation event model consists of the source and listener. So there are sources and there are listeners in this event delegation model. Source means what? The components which we are considering, those are called as a source. So buttons, checkboxes, list, menu item, choice, scroll bar, etc. are the sources from which events are generated. So all these are the sources. So these are the buttons, then these are the combo boxes. Then if I'm clicking here male or female or whichever the suppose I'm out of these ones, suppose I'm selecting something out of these. So these are the some combo boxes, some check boxes will be there. choice is there, scroll bar, these, etc. are the sources. So all the components till now, whichever the components we have studied, all those comes under these sources. Now, what is the meaning of listeners? The events which are generated from the source are handled by the listeners. So each and every listener represent the interface that are responsible for handling those events. So there should be some listener which should be there. So that will be communicating to the next event. So something has happened over here, and that listener it will listen, and that will be communicated to the that means what is going to happen, the next action, what should be there. So it will pass it through the listener. Okay, so the example, the analogy I have told you on that day, that I am sitting over here and I want to pass some message to your class. Okay, but I don't want to come to your class and pass that message. So what will I do? I am the source. I want to give some information to you. So what will I do? I will call your CR, okay, to my cabin, and I will tell him or her that okay, I want to give this information to your class. So uh, the CR is the listener, I am the source, and the action performed. So whatever the information I want to pass, so listener, what it will do, the information will be sent to you, and according to that actions will be performed. Okay, suppose I want to give some test to you, so that instructions will be passed through that CR, and CR will come to the class. Okay, ma'am is going to conduct one test, class test will be there, so be prepared. So you, what will you do? Some actions will you will start. Okay, if you are sincere students, you will start learning also. Okay, you will open your notebooks, and you will go through the whatever I have taught you. If you are like not so much sincere students, what will you do? You will keep on chit chatting with your friends, right? So those are the source and listeners. So these are the event delegation models. So this diagram it is expected to write whenever we are writing the exam. So event means something is going to happen, means some actions will be performed over there, clicking, scrolling up, scrolling down, then keyboard, the mouse movement, or some keyboard event I am doing. Suppose I am pressing arrow up, arrow down. Okay, so that those kinds of things will be there. The component means on which you are going to perform that action, whether it is a button, or whether it is your this text field or a text area. So whichever the component is you are considering, that you have to consider, and it will be passed to the listener. So there will be some listener will be there depending upon your component. If it is a button, it will be the action listener. Okay, so that we had seen already. So and some actions will be, some methods will be there depending upon this listener. Okay, so method one, so I will tell that to give the information to, okay, perform this action, perform that action, like that. Some next actions will be there depending upon the event source, and it will be passed to the, that information will be passed to the other side. Okay, so this is called as a event delegation model. So this table we had seen, so this is very important table. So the button or menu, if it is there, then that is called as action event, and the listeners will be there for the action event are the action listeners. Okay, and the method which we are going to perform is called as a action public void action performed. Okay, action event AE. So object, this object we have created, and that E dot we will say something. Okay, so whenever this action is happening, whenever this is happening, so action listener means your CR is there. Okay, so that will come to your class, and it will give that information, and some action will be performed depending upon the information. Okay, so you will start either reading or just keep on chit chatting, or you will start revising the things. So some action will be performed over there depending upon this information. Okay, so what information is given by the action listener, something will be done over here. Okay, suppose it is a text field or text area, then that is called as a focus event or the focus listener. And the focused gain or focus lost. Okay, so these types of different methods are there. So for the button, text field, text area, we have seen the some examples. For checkboxes and scroll bar, we had not seen, but I will show you. In today's class, we are going to see for the mouse and keyboard. Okay, for the window, that will be your homework or the assignment, first assignment is there related to this window. So depending upon this, how I'm going to explain for the mouse and keyboard, you have to write the program for the window also. Okay, so now let's go and see this keyboard and even is it visible now? It should be right. Okay, so the first one we are going to see that keyboard listener. So we are seeing it for the applet only, because in your this one, what practicals also they had asked for the applet only. So we will see this how to write a program for the keyboard listener program for the applet. Okay, so whenever we are writing the applet, either you can put this at the starting, or you can start the program with the applet code itself. Okay, so the applet code I had written, and the name of that applet we had put keyboard demo. You can write anything. So the width and height we have put the window which it will create. The width and height of that applet window will be 300 by 300 pixels. Close that applet tag and close the comment section also. Now import this. Now as we are handling the events, this dot event dot asterisk sign. This is an important package. We have to include this separately because we are handling the events. The remaining applets, AWT and applet, we can keep it as the previous one. Then we are going to start here no main function. Okay, remember if the question is related to applet, you have to see that whatever what they have asked, whether they have asked it for the applet or whether they have asked it for the AWT. Okay, so depending upon that, you have to write the program. So the public class keyboard demo. So as this is an event handling method, I should write the extends applet, okay, and implements key listener. So here it was like this. So here how it was, this is our event which extends class, okay, which extends applet and implements the listener, some action listener we are going to perform, right? So that we have to mention over here. It implements key listener. Now why key listener? Because in our keyboard, the listener or the interface is a key listener. Okay. Suppose I am calling, I want to give the information to the third year students. I have to call to the third year CR, right? I cannot say that that advanced hour programming your subject or open book test is there on Monday, so be prepared. I cannot call the second year CR, and I cannot give that information to second year students. Okay, so the listener is very important. So if I want to pass the information to the third year student, the CR should be has to be of the third year class. Okay, same way if I want to communicate through the keyboard, then the listener has to be the key listener. Okay, so here they have specified. So you cannot say that for the button I am using the focus listener. So that will be a mismatch. Okay, so it will be like civil students, their civil CR is coming to our class and telling that there some graphics related some paper is there on Monday. So what is the use of that information? It will be just get ignored. Okay, nothing will happen with that information. So everything here, everything it will get lost. So depending upon that, so the listener is very very important. So as we are going to perform the action for the keyboard, the listener has to be a key listener, right? So it is a keyboard demo. That name can be anything. The class name doesn't matter. Remember here, this is just for your understanding purpose. Then which extends applet and implements key listener. Okay, this first line is important. Then I have created string message. Now there are different ways to write this program. This is the way which I have written. Okay, you can skip this message also. Just here inside this also you can put it in double inverted. That way also you can try whenever you are coming here for the practicals. The string message, I have created one blank message double inverted. So we are going to put that message at the end. Okay, that we will see. So just this is a blank message. We have not written anything. Then public void initialize the applet. The first thing is we have to initialize the applet. Then only it will start working. Then add key listener this. Okay, so whatever the listener we have considered here, the same key listener we have to consider here, as this is the event handling method. Okay, so first we have to write add key listener to this. This is the syntax. Okay, this we have to write. Then request focus. So what is the use of request focus? So whatever changes are happening over there, so that it will try to listen. Fine. So if I now in why it is required over here, because here there are number different methods are there, right? In the key pressed, key released, key typed. It's not like that only one action is there, as in the button or menu. Okay, we have different methods over there. So first I should understand that which method is it is performing. So I should write it over there that request focus. So it will try to understand that what is happening, what changes are happening over there. Okay, then public voice key pressed. Now look at here. We have public void key pressed, key released, and key typed. These are the three different methods. So I can see one by one all these three methods. Public void key pressed, public void key released, public void key typed. Okay. And so for all these three events, here I had not written, I think. We, as here we had created, right? Action event AE, focus event AFE. Here also we have to create the object for that. Key event E. Yeah, any name you can give KE also, doesn't matter. So that should be your object name, key event E. Then show status key pressed. Okay, so as soon as I'm pressing something, that this method will get activated, and with the help of this method, the status will be printed like a key pressed. Okay, so these things they have mentioned already. Means it knows that this method will get invoked, means whenever I'm pressing the key, this method will get invoked automatically. Okay, and then it will call this object. And whenever I'm saying that, here also inside also you can write that e print, like that also we can say that with that object name, or directly we can say show status key pressed. And only for till when you are pressing that key, this message will get printed onto the screen. Then again it will get repent. Okay, it will get vanished. Then next method is public void key released. We have one more method over here, key released, key event E, show status key released. And if I am typing something through the keyboard, till I am typing something, it will say key typed, or when the typing it will say key typed, repaint. And in the public void paint graphics G. Okay, and we will say that G dot draw string message 30 comma 70. So where do you want to print it into your applet? At the 30th position and 70th position, that is your index and int y. And G dot draw string. So graphics G. Okay, these things you know already in the basic Java also you had learned this public void paint. This paint function we have called. Okay, so in your life cycle of applet also we have seen. So we have initialized the applet, and the paint function it will call that G graphics G. And G dot draw string message 30 comma 70. So if you run this program, and whenever you are typing something, it will say key pressed. Whenever you are releasing that, say, so it will be for the fraction of seconds, right? It will not be same thing. So just you have to capture that seconds, that key pressed, key released, and those outputs you are supposed to show, take the printout of that, and you have to uh, make it as a your for the output, means for those programs you have to keep it as a output window. So the program and the output window of that you are supposed to take the printout and attach to your document. Okay, first experiment. So G dot draw string message 30 comma 70. So it will put the message. What is that message? MSG. Here we had created one blank message. Okay, string message MSG. So whatever the message we are going to get it over here, that will be get printed into the screen at the 30th comma 70th position. I think some error might come, I think, over here, because the show status, no, it will show the status at the down window itself. Key pressed, key released, key type. Once you are coming over here, we will run and see this program. Yeah, see, it should be like this. L set text mouse click. Then that will be get printed onto your screen. Okay, so L dot here we had created, right? We will try to convert the program like this, the keyboard program also. Let's see. Now this is our mouse listener. It will run this keyboard listener program. It will run, but it will not show the message onto the screen. because here we are just saying that show status key pressed. Okay, so that will be get pressed. So whenever you are creating that window, no, at the bottom of that window, it will show the status key pressed, key release, key typed. Okay, it will not show you the output onto the screen, I think. Okay, let's run and see that program. But here you can see that mouse demo. In the mouse demo, what will happen? Sorry, mouse listener program, what will happen? So these three files we had called java.awt and java.awt.event. Public class mouse demo one, which extends frame. Okay. Now this program in your syllabus, it was for the AWT. Okay. So here we have to consider it extends frame, and this was by using applet. So here we had written applet. Okay, see the difference. So while writing, that they are asking the programs for your INSEM exam, you have to write it accordingly. So here we have not mentioned the first your uh, that applet window, sorry, applet tag. Okay, as we have mentioned here, the applet tag, it was required because the keyboard listener program was for the applet keyboard listener program using applet. Okay, and this was the mouse listener program using AWT. Okay, so that was the difference between those two. So accordingly, your program also, there should be in your program. So it should see that which exchange frame, and again the same thing, it implements the mouse listener. So here we have not considered the applet one. So java.applet, it is not required because this is our AWT program. So just mention java.awt.event handling. So here we have mentioned one label L, okay, and the mouse demo one. This is a constructor, public class mouse demo one. So this name and your this name, constructor name, the class name and the constructor name should be same, and the same constructor you are supposed to call it in your main function, right? This is my main function, new mouse demo one. Okay, so see here what we have written in the constructor, add mouse listener this. Now what was the listener for the mouse listener. Okay, so this is your CR, third year CR means if it is a mouse, so I have to write the mouse listener. If it is a second year CR, I have for the keyboard means I have to write the keyboard listener. So corresponding CRs I am supposed to call, right? So here also add mouse listener this. L is equal to new label. So here we had mentioned it already. L is equal to new label. L set bounds 20 comma 50 comma 100 comma 20. So what is the meaning of this set bounds? It will be of your index int y, and this is a width and height of that. So it will be starting at the 20th position inside that frame, 20th positions from the left, 50th pixels from the top, and the width of that label will be 100 pixels, and height of that pixel will be, so suppose I want to create here, we can see that it will look like this. Okay, so this is my frame, suppose. Inside this frame I want to create one label. Okay, so the label will be, it will start at the 20th pixels from the left side. Okay, here 50th pixels from the top, 100 pixels wide, and 20 pixels of height. Okay, so my frame will look like this, and the label which we are going to create, it will be displaying the values over here. Okay, then add that label, set size 300 comma 300. What is this? We have created frame. Okay, so this is for the frame, set size 300 by 300, set layout null, set visible true. Here it should be. Okay, f set size this, f set layout null, f set visible true, and the public void mouse clicked mouse event E. Now let's go get back to here. Public void mouse clicked, mouse pressed, mouse released, mouse entered, and mouse exited. So these are the different events over here. The same way how we had for this only why I had not written, I don't know. Okay, for as this the previous one, here also we are supposed to write the same one. Mouse click, mouse event E. Okay, and then I will set that whenever it will get invoked, or this listener, it will listen that okay, mouse is getting clicked, mouse is getting clicked. Okay, so it will go and put the output message that l dot set text mouse clicked. Okay, so in this program it is correct. It will show you the output, label output on into the frame mouse clicked. Okay, then mouse entered, so it will show tell you that okay, okay, mouse is entered into our frame. So if the mouse is getting entered into this frame, it will listen to that okay, mouse entered in our frame, mouse entered in our frame, and that message will get display onto the screen. Mouse entered. Okay, mouse exited. Suppose we are telling that some guests are coming to our college, or principal sir or some visitors are going to visit our department. So what we will do, we will just go and check okay, which department they have come. Okay, they have entered into now computer department. Okay, okay, get ready. Now they are going to come into our they are stepping down and they will come to our ENTC department now. So like that. So mouse entered. So that type of information when we are passing, so it will get that that listener, mouse listener, it will pass that information. Mouse entered. So whenever this function will get invoked or method will get invoked, it will set the label mouse entered, mouse exited. Okay, the visit is done, they are going to leave the labs or leave the department. Mouse pressed. Okay, whenever I am pressing the mouse, whenever it is getting pressed, it will say that mouse pressed. When I am releasing the mouse, it will say that mouse released. And so these are the different methods which they have included uh, for the listeners method. Mouse click, mouse spread, so all those methods we had called over here. Then public void, so call the main function, and the call the constructor inside that main function. Okay, so this was the program. So your messages will get print over here like mouse clicked. Okay, so this is my label, mouse clicked, mouse entered. So one at a time, right? Suppose I'm clicking the mouse, it will say mouse clicked. If getting it is entered into the mouse entered. Okay, mouse exited, mouse pressed, mouse released. So those types of messages will get pressed into this label. So where we have created these labels at bounds at the 20th pixels from the, so this so this width, so this is stay. Okay. So this is 20th pixels. This upper one is at 50th pixels. Then the width. So all those things are there. So from the top, it is at 50th pixels. Okay. Then it is 50. Then what is this? This is 20. Okay. So this length is at the 20th pixels from the left, 50 pixels from the top, then 100 pixels. The width or the length of this is, so it is 100. So this total length of this window, the label which you want to create, is 100. Okay, so this is 100, and the width of this is, it is 20 pixels. So in the oral, this has a practical exam, right? So be serious about this subject. So, at the time of oral, the external examiners they used to ask these questions. So, what are these values? Okay, so that time you should know that. So, this is first 20 indicates the 20 pixels from the left side. This 50 indicates 50 pixels from the top. This 100 indicates the length of this, and 20 pixels as the height of this. Okay, then set size 300 by 300. So, what is 300 by 300? Yes, can anyone tell me what is 300 by 300? Rhea, are you there?
90,000s.
No, but what is this set size? Means what is this 300? What it indicates? Length of what?
A
Length of
frame.
correct. Yes, 300 is the length of frame. So this is my frame, right? So the length of this frame is 300 pixels. Okay, and the height of this frame is 300 pixels. So the total frame which we have created, or the this is not frame, we are frame only. Yeah. So frame size is a 300 by 300 pixels. So F set layout null, F set visible true. So null means, as I told you yesterday, null means which layout will be there. Yes, Mahesh, Utkarsh, Shraddha, ऐकताय का लेक्चर?
हो मॅम.
हां. मग हे सांग null layout म्हणजे which layout? We had seen yesterday, right? By default, which layout will be there? We have seen five types of
नल.
layout. Hmm? Flow layout is a null layout, means so by default it will be flow layout. Flow layout means what? It will start from the left side and it will get ended at the right side, then again it will start. So first label, second label. So as soon as these frames get over, it will go to the next line, then next line, then next line. Okay, it's like that. And it has to be with set visible true. So I have to make it visible, right? So this was the program for the mouse listener and keyboard listener. So these are your first two experiments. Same way, I am giving you an assignment. Okay, for Saturday, Sunday, you have to write the program. Okay, write program for the uh, not for the applet, like this program you follow for the frame for the AWT. Okay, mouse listener or the keyboard listener using AWT. Fine, I will upload it into the classroom, and you are supposed to write it and upload it onto the classroom itself. Okay, write and upload. So afterwards you can submit those hard copies also to me. Fine. So just for right now, I am just asking you to upload. So that will be your assignment number one. That write the program for the window listener using EWT. Fine.
येस मॅम.
Okay. So for the window listener, you have to consider all these methods, and the same way as how we have written over here, same way you have to write for the mouse listener. So window open, window closed, what else are there? Window activated, window closing, window deactivated, window deconfined, confined. Like that, you have to create all these methods, and inside that, you have to create same way, create one label and set that label and set this bound same way. No other difference. Same way, you can write a program for the keyboard listener using AWT. Right? So these three we had finished just now. So button and menu we had seen last time. These two things we have seen. We will see some more examples related to checkbox, radio, list, a choice, and scroll bar in the next class. So almost we have finished with the first two units, right? So here we have created, just go through this once again. For the text field, we have seen the mouse listener. So the first example was for the button. Okay, so which extends applet listener, action listener we had seen, then the text field, text area. So these two things we have finished. These three things also we have finished. So we will see some more programs related to these 2 points. That's it, I think. Do you have any other doubt you can ask?